now working. The people that work before, that means now the tractor is working, is doing the
Doing
work
their
of.
work. Hard to say to have any comments on this because it's someone's daily life. So
During cold season, sorry, during dry season that is hot, they will have rice. Worked for me in less than 30 minutes.
wow.
It finished and it left.
Welcome to our show, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you for having us. Thank you for having this time with us.
Thank you.
Okay.
My name is Ibrahim Garba Halilu, and I'm a specialist of crop production technology. I have a BSc in crop science. I have a master's in crop production technology, and I have in view of PhD crop production technology.
So this crop production technology, it seems like it's been something you've been doing for the longest of time. So, sir, like, how did you come about it? Did you want to do it as a profession? Did this come to you? Were you
Crop production farming has been part of my life. It has been
okay?
part of something I grew up in. My father read economics, but he's a practical farmer. So
Mm,
because of that, I grew up as a farmer. So with that, I started my first degree with chemistry, but after the first year, I noticed that still my mind is still set up to be
a
a
farmer.
farmer. So I changed back to farming, and I teach as a lecturer, I teach farming, and I practice production of crops personally in the field.
Okay, so and it's something you really enjoy with the way you are saying it.
Yes, yes, it is part of what I enjoyed, and it is actually my hobby.
Okay. So, sir, for me now, I want to be a farmer, and I don't know. I want to be a farmer because I've been speaking to. It's something I want to do because for sustainable living, and I've been speaking to a lot of people, and it's kind of somehow because with the way things are, if you don't have capital, it's capital intensive and the like. So, how do you think I can start on a small scale? I want to plant crops,
When
basically.
going into not actually agriculture, everything that you don't have experience into, whether you have people to help you or not, it's better you start small.
Okay.
If you can start with the smallest quantity of capital you have, it can reach up to only God knows the
How?
limitation of you. So the best thing is you start with small. Look for people that are technically know-how of the system so that you won't be injecting more money into a
Without
smaller
more.
portion of area. So people that will direct you, give you advice based on the size of area you can cultivate. If you can, let's say, use 100,000 naira capital, 100,000 naira capital can actually define the size of farm you can cultivate.
But is this something that can happen? Me having 100,000 and wanting
Yes,
to.
yes. With 100,000 naira, if a calculation would be made, what you do is from the 100,000, they remove fertilizer costs, labor costs, seed costs, whatever. That will really fuse into that quantity of money. So it will tell you, let's say the size of, let's say a basketball field. For example.
Yes, sir.
So they will tell you the 100,000 naira will be sufficient for you to cultivate a basketball field size of farm, which for example can give you 3 bags as an example. So if it will give you 3 bags, if it is rice, 3 bags, if you calculate 100,000 naira you times by 50 something thousand, it will give you back 100 and about 160 or 65,000, which means you have gained about 50,000.
50,000.
Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So the money you have, you use in calculating the size of land.
So, sir, there are new trends of farming now, and our guests, we are learning every day. We are seeing from other countries and the likes. There are new trends of farming that are not. There are new trends of farming that we do not see them, but we know that they are happening somehow. Can you give us a list of few, sir, that can
When you
help
are talking
us?
about farming, In Nigeria, we have the problems of accepting new technologies.
Okay.
Why? Because, as you said, capital. If you are buying a tractor, the generally in Nigeria, the highest peak of technology we are using. Generally, I'm not talking about individual people, farmers
Mm-mm.
that can afford more, is the
The
use of,
average.
yes. You know, the farmers, the average are more than,
The ones.
so the highest is the use of tractors and combine harvesters. Apart from those, all the rest of the things that we use in agriculture are usually the manual
Way of.
labor, the manual ways of the man. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
So because of that, people don't go into the advanced sciences, whereby you use aeroplane drones, you use machines, you use a lot of computers in cultivation of crops.
But sir, do you think if we are able to use this use these machines as you are saying these computers, like we'll have better yields than the way we
Yes.
are having now?
Yes, you will have better yield. Why? Because machines have precision.
Okay.
And I'm talking about precision is like hitting something directly. Not like now somebody will give you a gun and tell you shoot those birds. If you don't have precision, you cannot aim and get each and every one. When you use, let me give an example. When you use a combine harvester, you know what a combine harvester is?
Yes.
It's the machine that is used in harvesting crops.
Yes.
So when you take that is used in harvesting rice,
Okay.
combine it with the manual labor. When you go to the manual labor, you see people will harvest the rice, cut it with a sickle, pile it up, then get drums, get tempolin, spread tempolin, then between the drums with the rice straws. In doing that, a lot of rice gets missing. They go
Get
into,
wasted.
yes, they go into the used the trash throws, they go back into the field, then they get broken because of the force they use to beat the drums with.
Okay. Likewise, if it would have been machine.
If and after doing that, after you doing that, you as the farmer, if you come back again and check the mother plants, which means the plants that we're harvesting, you will see some seeds still attached to the panicles of the plant. But if you bring a combine harvester now, it will make sure that when it harvests, it threshes everything almost 98% to 100%. So it will harvest everything and it will remove everything and gives you the actual grains. That is precision.
So, sir, for me, I think Nigeria has money. Even though we don't have money, the average of us don't have, but there are people that are rich and possibly investors. Why do you think people are not investing in this area? Is there any misconception? People are not like going into it or what?
You know, before you reach there, when we were growing up, we usually see the old combined harvesters they have different parts. When you are going towards the farm, the Kano State and federal farms, you will see them parked there. When the more than one start to come in, these people, the laborers that do the labor for you when you are harvesting, they
Okay.
started crossing the cars and the people buying it because it's like it
Okay.
is
There will be no
removing
more
food
work
from, yes,
from
they
the
don't have things
laborers.
to do because of one combined harvester will come and work for you in 30 minutes, an hour, it will finish a large
All
portion
your
of
work.
land. But if the farm is very big, the size, the laborers will come today, come tomorrow. Come, do you understand? And what they do is when they work for you, they will tell you you will feed us. You cook for us today. If we are working for you from morning to,
Till night.
you cook for us and feed us.
So, sir, I had this somewhere that in farming generally, the person that works the hardest, like the hardest, puts all his strength, his time, his life,
Hmm?
is the person that gets the lowest amount of money. So, sir, the way you are saying it now is the laborers that work works the hardest in the farm, and they will get the lowest amount of money in the farm process from the beginning to the end of the production. But why do they still hold on to them being laborers? Is there anything that maybe can help them, like let them allow the use of the machine so that
That I do not know. You know, when you come to physical labor is much more, it's less expensive than when you use your brain.
machine. Oh
No,
yes, yes,
compared to
yes, yes, yes.
physical labors, look at people that are laborers that build houses. What you pay them from 8 o'clock to 4 or 5 o'clock, it's I don't think it's something that is significant in the quantity. They, if you bring advanced machine, which means they don't have work to do. When you go to places that only receive, they only cultivate during rainy season, which means from May to September,
September.
you will see that after rainy season, they have nothing to do in their environment. That's why they travel a lot to the
Out
southern part of the country.
to go and hustle and get something.
Yes.
So, sir, is there any, let's just say, a committee or anything so that they will enlighten people to like drop this way of living? Because the way people are now, everybody is evolving, things are evolving.
If whatever you will say, they will never tell you that we will agree. If you bring, it's just like me now, you bring, if I will use a manual label myself, I will work for you and you pay me. And if you bring, if five of us will work for you and you pay us, and you bring one machine that will work, all of the five of us will not get anything to do. That means we will never pay for you to get the machine.
Wow.
That is how the conception of people.
Okay.
Yes, if the people that work before, that means now the tractor is working, is doing the
Doing
work
their
of
work. So
those
it's
people.
really even hard to say to have any comments on this because it's someone's daily life. So you can't force them out of that
I
thing.
told you what happened during the when combined harvesters came back.
Yes.
Usually, I have a farm that when we are to harvest, they will harvest today, tomorrow they will thresh because of the quantity.
Yes, sir.
But the first time I used a combined harvester, they called me around 4, around to 4. I left my house, I went to the farm. I was there around to 5. The combined harvester was working somewhere. I was looking at the combine. People were, because it was the early period when the harvesters were coming into Kano, they were not much. People were standing around because now they were just looking at the car.
And they were
It is taken
angry.
out, yes. The combine came, worked for me in less than 30 minutes.
Wow.
It finished and it left. By around 7, we have finished everything in the farm.
Both the threshing and everything.
It will thresh. It will just give you the grains. You just put the grains inside the sack and you
And
sow.
see show
Okay, no?
it. And this is a really, but I think, but so don't you think there should be anything in place to enlighten us that, enlighten people that are doing the manual labor, maybe to,
It's not the
make,
enlightenment. Everybody, nobody wants to be suffering in his life. When you look at people that are used to earning money the easy way, they will never go back to suffering. That is life. Even them that they are doing that is because they don't have another way of earning money with less suffering. If today there is abundant work around, abundant in abundance,
yes,
not
yes, yes,
only
yes,
you
yes,
go
yes.
to the farm and you use your hard
Hard.
hands and whatever you suffer, there are other works they have. They went to school, they do this. They too will not, like if I was a laborer before and now you tell me go back to the farm, which means the whole year I would work as a laborer, I wouldn't go. Because now I have understand that I can work without suffering much and earn more than when I was there. So more jobs, opportunities.
So I think the for this now we just need more jobs, more
We need
opportunities for.
we need schools. The people need to go to school. If you go to school, you cannot suffer like that.
But so this school that you are saying, you know, there is a very popular saying that is called that is going like school is calm, you can live out of like even if you didn't go to school, once you know the basics, come go,
Mhm,
you know how to calculate money, you can live life. So and there are some people again that cannot afford to
mhm,
go to school, but we must live and
mhm.
so
And listen,
how can we
when you are
just
talking about school,
meet in the middle?
when you are talking about school, school is not just you should learn how to read and write. In school, you know your importance. What is your worth as a
As a
human being?
person.
Yes. If you go to school, it's not that necessary that when you go to school, what you have read in school will be the source of what you will earn money in your life. No. But when you go to school, you know your value. You understand? Just like now you tell me carry a hoe and go to the farm, that is the source of you. It's impossible because I know my worth. I went to school, I do this, I do this. So if we go to school, we have a lot of opportunities in life, then
If
those
we
technology will now have to come because you have a piece of farm, you have a land, nobody will work for you in the land as a laborer, which means you have to look for a way that you cultivate the land without.
use of laborers.
Yes.
So sad. Like a lot of people now that want to come into this course, like someone that is 17, 18, getting admission and seeing crop science as his course, it will be like crop science. I cannot. We people think of it as a dirty job. Like since you are in that profession, you have to go and till, go
You
and
have to.
so what can you say to all those 17, 16, 18-year-old students?
So you are checking out when they go to the farm, they will look dirty. That's for a while. If you go, it's not compulsory that you have to. But one thing with you participating in the field is the more you participate, the more you understand what you are doing. If you just have a seat and sit down, people will just be doing it. You won't know how to do it practically yourself. So the thing you said that it's about becoming muddy, you look muddy, you get dirty. It's over a period of time. If you go to the farm by 6 o'clock, by 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning, and you walk up to about, let's say, with everybody up to about 12 o'clock, you have finished everything. You wash yourself. When you come back, you work, you go back home, you wash yourself. You dress well. Nobody will say that you are looking dirty again.
So it's a mindset thing.
Yes. Tomorrow, those people that will telling you they can come and say, please, I don't have rights. Can you help me?
So are there any as in this profession, like this farming as a whole, are there opportunities that we can explore that people that you think because I understand that you have been in it for a long time that we can for us that don't know the know-how we can explore and we people are not even doing it. You are seeing this now. This is a waste of opportunity. People are not doing it. Is there anything like that in this?
From when I was introducing myself, I introduced myself as, and lastly, I'm a lecturer.
Yes.
Out of the things I do to my students, when they are graduating, I usually advise them get a source of income. 10 of you have like 50,000 naira. Match between 50,000 naira, which will be like
Five hundred
500,000.
thousand.
Come to me, I'll look for a farm for you. You go, you cultivate. I will help you in managing. When you go through the cost, you pay. Everything you do yourself. Whatever they do, you make sure you are there, you do together. At the end of the season, when you harvest, you plus and minus your investment, capital, and profit. At the end of the season, you will see whether you have earned more or you have. Now, I
So
have students that are into the third, the fourth year of their cultivation. As new students are going out this year, they are going towards the same system.
So this thing that you said, I know my viewers will be interested. So this opportunity is it for only your students or for us that are not your students? Can
No,
we come in
no.
because you have the know-how we don't have?
Generally, as a teacher, I don't take the knowledge I have to be basically for my students.
Okay.
If you come to me and I know something, I will tell you. So whoever wants it, I will give. I can advise him that you don't need to, as you said, 100,000 naira. If you have 100 and a friend of you and another one, you combine the whole 100 to be 3 or 4 or 5, which means you will have larger area of land to cultivate. You can come together, go to a simple crop, cultivate, and you earn. There you will understand that the money you get, and you know there is nothing like corruption. What you will harvest is what you have done in the field.
So what you put is what you sow, what you
Yes,
reap, what you sow.
yes. And with the help of God and everything, you will earn more than when you go into other businesses.
So sir, in Nigeria, do you think people are do you think we have come to our brim of farmers, or do you think we can accommodate like you can accommodate like the farming system can accommodate a lot of other more people?
When you look at Nigeria, It's my mother's land. So, but the problem we have in Nigeria is it's not that we are not serious, but the mindset of our leaders is towards something else. We are in Kano now. In Kano, we have a number of dams around, set around Kano, different locations.
Yes, sir.
But when you go to the dams, only two or three have been reticulated around so that you cultivate crops throughout the year. When you go to Kura, for example, from January to December, Kura cultivates three times a year. They cultivate rainy season, they cultivate cold dry
Cold
season,
and
they
dry season.
cultivate hot dry season because they have water. So they will be cultivating crops that are aligning with the
The
condition
dam.
of the weather condition of that particular
Area.
time. So during cold season, they will have tomatoes. They will have majority of the vegetables. During dry season that is hot, they will have rice. Some will have maize. So, you understand me?
Yes, sir.
During rainy season, they will have variety of crops because of differences in humidity.
Yes, sir.
So apart from those places, if you go to other dams that are not articulated like that, they cannot do that. Only the farms that are very close to the dams that will use pumping machine, irrigation pumping machine to pump water into their farms.
So, sir, who are responsible for
It's the government.
regulating?
It's the government property.
State government or federal government?
Generally, we have the state, we have the federal. When you have water flowing, number one, during dry season that is hot, they will have rice. Some will have maize. So, do you understand me?
Yes,
During
sir.
rainy season, they will have variety of crops because of differences in humidity.
Yes, sir.
So apart from those places, if you go to other dams that are not articulated like that, they cannot do that. Only the farms that are very close to the dams that will use pumping machine, irrigation pumping machine to pump water into their farms.
So, sir, who are responsible for
It's the
regulating?
government. It's the government property.
State government or federal government?
Generally, we have the state, we have the federal. When you have water flowing, number one, cost of irrigation goes down. The person that is using pumping machine has to buy pumping machine. Let's say an average of 200,000 naira. Then you have fueling depending on the crop, which means the frequency of irrigation depends on the crop. So which means you must be buying fuel. Number two, so cost of fueling, cost of
Cost of buying the
buying,
machine.
then engine oil for servicing. Then you must be paying the person that will be using the pumping machine. If you go back to the irrigation canals, the government will ask you if you have so piece of land. What you will do is pay the government, let's say 5,000 naira a season.
Okay.
That money is for the water that you will be using. Then when the water comes towards passing by your farm,
farm.
there are means in which the water will enter your farm. The only thing you will do is be controlling the movement of the water inside the farm. At the cost of 5,000 per season, sorry, yes, per season, and
I think it's fair, 5,000 naira. If they
it's
are
more than fair. 5,000, 5,000, and the person you will pay to do the work for you. So let's say you give him 2,000 naira, for example. It depends on the size of the farm. So let's say you give him 2,000 naira. You paid the government 5,000 naira from, let's say, from November to March, cold season. So 5,000 naira, just for that. This person will have to dig a borehole. The other
yes,
part,
yes, yes.
a tube well, pumping machine 200,000. Foiling. I can't bring the estimate of foiling
Because it's not.
so at least in 2 3 days, in 2 3 irrigation periods, he will use the 5,000 fuel.
More than.
For example, just for two, he will use the 5,000. You have paid the first 5,000,
Yeah, okay.
and you'll be paying him that 2,000 naira you are paying that guy. You'll be paying him too. Then it goes on like that. So when you compare the cost of this one and this person, the one that has the irrigation from the government will earn more than the other guy. Because this one, fueling, is part of his cost. Machine is part of his cost. Everything is part. This one will just be paying 2,000 naira, let's say per week.
Per week or.
for the that's just
So, sir, are you saying that these expenses now is what is adding to the cost of food, or
no. When you
because
talk
there's
of
price
when
instability
you
in the
talk of
market?
the cost of food, before fertilizer was less than 10,000 naira.
Okay.
Fertilizer, a bag of fertilizer was around 4,000, maximum 8,000 naira. If it has reached its highest peak of cost. But now fertilizer, the better ones, the best ones are around 40 something thousand, 44 to 46,000. The lists are around 18,000. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
So when you look at the cost of fertilizer now has not
Tripled.
doubled. I can't even call the number. Let's say about 80% increment, which do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
And then you look at the cost of labor now because life is harsh. People you are paying 2,000 naira
You
now they will
got
charge you about 10.
5,000.
It's more than 5,000. Do you understand me?
Yes, sir.
Cost of fueling, if you are fueling, has gone up. Cost of transportation. So all those things are surrounding farmers. If I'm going to the farm today, before if I go to the farm before whenever I go to the farm, I will use let's say like 2,000 naira fuel. Now if I'm going to the farm, I will use like 15,000 naira fuel. There was a day I went to see one of this a friend of mine that works with IAR. When he saw me, he just smiled. I said, "What happened?" He said, "Before, whenever you come here, you come with your car with AC. You just be waiting for me inside." He says, "Look at that is why the cost of
Food
food,
too.
yes, because all the actors, fertilizer, pesticides, herbicides, transportation, seeds, beyond all
Labor.
the inputs, labor, and the cost of renting farms, they have gone up. So when you sum everything, the cost of food will go up. If you reduce fertilizer, everything, nobody can sell food as expensive as it is now because of. Do you understand?
Okay.
So that is the reason.
So thank you very much, sir, for having us. Thank you very, very much for having this discussion with us. And we hope we definitely are coming back for another episode because our viewers would like to hear from you again. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much.
So thank you very much.
So, guys, we have come to the end of this interesting episode with Malam Ibrahim. I hope you enjoyed this episode because I did. And if you want to have if there's anything you would want to know, you can put all your questions in our comment section. We will do well to come back to him. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Bye.